So a green seer is a warg, but a warg isn't necessarily a green seer. There's three levels to this type of magic. The magic that lets people inhabit the minds and souls of different animals. And the lowest level of that is a warg. A warg is able to skin change or inhabit a wolf or a dog, or a dire wolf in the case of the Starks. And that's because it's easier. Dogs have already lived with people, so they're more familiar with them, and they're more accepting of a warg inhabiting them. And that's what a character named Hagon says. He says it to Varamir Sixskins, and we hear about that in Varamir Sixskins' prologue when he's thinking back on his training to become a skin changer. That putting on a dog, as he calls it, is like, or a wolf, is like putting on an old boot, right? It just fits. The second level, though, is what Hagon or Varamir Sixskins are. It's a skin changer. It's probably also what Arya is, too. A skin changer is someone who can inhabit more than one animal or multiple species of animals, specifically multiple species, right? So Arya is able to inhabit the cats as well as Nymeria. And a character like Varamir Sixskins, he has, three wolves and a shadow cat and an eagle and a bear. So he's a more powerful version of a warg because he can skin change into different types of animals that are harder to do than a wolf or a dog. So where like Jon Snow or Sansa or Robb seemed like they were wargs, Arya is a skin changer. She can do Nymeria and the cats. And then the most powerful, who's more powerful than a skin changer themselves, is a green seer. A green seer is Bran or Brynden Rivers. And it's not just animals that they can inhabit, but they can also inhabit things like plants, it seems like. So trees, in their case, specifically the weirwood trees. So they inhabit the weirwood trees like Bran does, and looks out of their eyes the same way he would do with summer when he's warging into summer. He looks at the eyes, he remembers things that the werewolves have remembered, he remembers their history, and he can see and even communicate somewhat with what people are doing in front of the werewood. There's also a feeling in the books, too, that maybe Bran is more powerful even than a typical green seer. More powerful than Brynden Rivers may realize, because he can do a couple things that it seems like other characters haven't done yet. One of those is warg into Hodor, a human. And second is speak out of the trees, right? To speak with the trees and communicate with people who are not just outside the trees like Theon is when he's in Winterfell, but also he seems to communicate with Ned Stark, who is cleaning his blade seemingly in the past. But yeah, those are the three levels. So the least powerful are wargs, the second most powerful are skin changers, and then green seers are on top.